Johnny Crawford was born on March 26, 1946, in Los Angeles, California, into a family already connected to the entertainment world. His father worked as a film editor and later a television producer, while his mother encouraged creativity at home. Growing up alongside his siblings, including Robert L. Crawford Jr., Johnny was surrounded by storytelling, performance, and artistic ambition. From an early age, it seemed almost natural that he would step into that world himself. He attended Hollywood High School, a place known for producing many future stars, and graduated in 1964 during the height of his early fame. While school gave him structure, much of his real education came from being on sets, learning lines, and observing seasoned performers. These early experiences shaped not only his skills, but also his quiet professionalism, something that would define him throughout his career. A promising start in television. Johnny's career began when he joined the Mickey Mouse Club in 1955, becoming one of its original young performers. Though his time on the show was brief, it introduced him to a national audience and opened doors to new opportunities. Soon after, he landed roles in productions like The Lone Ranger, proving his natural ability to connect with viewers. He appeared in a variety of television programs, moving between drama and lighthearted storytelling with ease. These early roles showed a versatility that was rare for someone so young. Audiences began to recognize his face, and casting directors saw potential in his calm presence and emotional depth. It was clear that Johnny wasn't just another child actor, he had the ability to grow into something more lasting. Becoming a teen idol. Through music. Alongside acting, Johnny Crawford found success in music during the late 1950s and early 1960s. His gentle voice and approachable charm made him a favorite among young listeners. Songs like Cindy's Birthday climbed the charts, turning him into a teen idol almost overnight. He performed on television shows and at live events, connecting with fans who saw him as both relatable and aspirational. His music captured the innocence of the era, simple, heartfelt, and full of youthful emotion. While many actors struggled to balance multiple careers, Johnny managed to build a genuine presence in both fields. This dual success added another layer to his identity, showing that he wasn't limited to one form of expression. The role that defined him. Johnny Crawford's most iconic role came with The Rifleman, where he played Mark McCain alongside Chuck Connors. The show became a defining moment in his career, not just because of its popularity, but because of the emotional connection it created with audiences. On screen, the bond between father and son felt genuine, filled with warmth, trust, and quiet strength. Viewers believed in their relationship, and that authenticity became the heart of the series. For Johnny, this role was more than just another job. It was a formative experience that shaped his understanding of acting and human connection. The show's success ensured that his performance would be remembered for decades, cementing his place in television history. Breaking silence. About Chuck Connors, for many years, Johnny Crawford spoke very little about his relationship with Chuck Connors. When he finally opened up later in life, his words were filled with respect and gratitude. He described Connors not only as a co-star, but as a mentor who guided him through the challenges of growing up in Hollywood. Connors created a supportive environment on set, helping Johnny navigate pressures that could have easily overwhelmed a young actor. He treated him with fairness and encouragement, making him feel valued rather than overlooked. At times, Connors could be intense, driven by a desire to make the show the best it could be. But Johnny came to understand that this intensity came from dedication, not harshness. Looking back, he saw those moments as part of what made their work so meaningful. A bond that extended. Beyond the screen, the relationship between Johnny Crawford and Chuck Connors didn't end when filming stopped. Though they didn't always stay in constant contact, the connection remained strong. Johnny often reflected on the lessons he learned during those years, lessons about discipline, respect, and commitment. When Connors passed away in 1992, the loss was deeply felt. Johnny described it as losing someone who had played a significant role in shaping his life. It wasn't just the loss of a colleague, but of someone who had been a guiding presence during his youth. By sharing these memories, Johnny offered a more personal and human perspective on a partnership that fans had long admired from afar. A life beyond Hollywood. After stepping back from mainstream acting, Johnny Crawford found a new passion in music, forming the Johnny Crawford Orchestra. The group focused on recreating the sounds of early 20th century American music, bringing nostalgia and elegance to modern audiences. This chapter of his life reflected a deeper appreciation for artistry, one that went beyond fame. He performed at events and continued to share his love for music in a way that felt authentic and personal. It showed that his connection to performance was not dependent on the spotlight. It was something that lived within him, evolving over time. Love, loss, and personal strength. In his personal life, Johnny experienced a meaningful reunion with Charlotte Samko, whom he had known during his youth. Their relationship, rekindled decades later, brought a sense of stability and companionship. They married in 1995, creating a partnership rooted in shared history and mutual support. However, later years brought challenges, including his diagnosis with Alzheimer's disease. As his health declined, Charlotte and close friends stood by him, ensuring he received the care he needed. The journey was not easy, but it highlighted the strength of the relationships he had built throughout his life. Remembering a gentle legacy. Johnny Crawford passed away on April 29, 2021, leaving behind a legacy defined not only by talent, but by kindness and quiet resilience. His performances continue to live on, especially through The Rifleman, where his portrayal of Mark McCain still resonates with audiences. More than that, his reflections on Chuck Connors added depth to a story many thought they already knew. He reminded people that behind every performance are real relationships, shaped by trust, growth, and shared experiences. In the end, Johnny Crawford's life was not just about fame. It was about connection, creativity, and the lasting impact of genuine human bonds.